Hello students, we are going to today begin with Iris's dialogue. Here we have reached a point where Prospero had summoned Ariel to fetch his spirits in order to perform a mask for the young couple to entertain them. So masks were these regular features of the Elizabethan courts and especially in the Shakespearean plays because they were elaborate, grand and beautiful. So these were basically introduced in order to entertain the audience and also to show the rich culture of the Elizabethan times. So this mask at this point in time in Act 4, Scene 1, is brought to entertain the young couple. Remember that this play was also performed for Princess Elizabeth's wedding. Okay, so the mask here in this way is also going to bless the princess and her married life. Okay, so here through that theme, Shakespeare is bringing in the mask, and Prospero is not just now a magician, but you will see him more as a director of this mask. Yes, because all these arrangements that Iris will talk about, that we can imagine in a mask, will be all administered by Shakespeare through his magic, of course. Right. So there is Iris who first appears on stage. Iris is a goddess of rainbow. Okay, and Iris is a messenger of Juno. So Iris comes here and she is inviting Ceres, who is another goddess. Okay, she's the goddess of earth and agriculture. So all fertility, all riches of earth are under Ceres and her power. And Iris is the goddess of rainbow as well as the messenger of Juno. So Iris comes here and invites Ceres from her rich fertile lands to come from there to the stage to bless the couple, okay, to the island where Prospero along with Miranda and Ferdinand were waiting for this spectacular mass to take place. So if we think of this as stagecraft, okay, making this mask elaborate and spectacular was in order to impress the audience. Okay, so remember, it is rich, it's spectacular, beautiful garments, beautiful stage decorations. And even though we are talking about time in the 17th century, there were arrangements made on the stage through which the goddesses would appear on the stage. Their chariots would be suspended from the top of the stage and will reach the center of the stage. So all this was in order to make the audience awestruck. Okay. Another important thing to remember before we begin with this dialogue is that why is this mask important at this point in time in the play? That is because right now, after the Tempest, after the banquet scene, after all the seriousness of the play, the audience deserves some sort of relief. Not over here, it's not comic relief, but over here, it's going to be a pleasant relief. Okay, so there are two important themes introduced with this mask. You can make a note of it. First is harmony after the storm. We know that storm has shaken up many people, has turned their lives upside down, including Ferdinand, right? So this mask is in order to bring in some harmony, is in order to bring in some peace after these events, after the storm, the tempest, and the banquet. Okay. Another thing, another important theme is bounty and fertility. Okay, bounty and fertility. Fertile lands refer to not just fertile in terms of agriculture, but fertile will also refer to blessing this couple to be fertile, blessing this couple to produce children. Okay, so remember, they are right now going to be blessed before their marriage. So bounty and fertility. Bounty means abundance. Yes, so they are going to be blessed with abundance of happiness, of love, and blessings, and fertility, so that they can have children, which was of course thought of to be the most important part of a married life, married couple. Okay, so here two important themes. I'm repeating: harmony after the storm and bounty and fertility. Okay, for the couple. So these are the two themes that the mask brings in with it. Okay, and when I say harmony after the storm, The way after the tempest, after the rains, there is sometimes a rainbow. Very literally here, Iris, the goddess of rainbow, is brought in after the storm. Yes, after all the storming events in the play. So here we are introduced to Iris, goddess of rainbow, also the messenger of Juno, who is inviting Ceres, who is again the goddess of earth and agriculture, to leave her fertile lands and come to the island to bless the couple. Of course, these goddesses and these goddesses are played by spirits who are aerial spirits. Okay, so they are the spirits who are playing the characters of the goddesses. So Iris says, Ceres, most bounteous lady. So she addresses Ceres as the most bounteous lady because she is the goddess of agriculture. She is the goddess of all the fertile lands. Okay. Ceres, most bounteous lady, the rich lease of wheat, rye, barley, vetches, oats, and peas. So these are all the places that she rules over. Ceres rules over. Your rich farmland. Lease means farmland of wheat, rye, barley, vetches. Vetches basically refers to fodder. Okay, of vetches, oats and peas, all these grains, all these abundant food that grows on your lands, all that is under the power of Ceres. The turfy mountains, turfy covered with grass, turfy mountains where live nibbling sheeps that eat, and flat meads thatched with stover. Okay, so these mountains covered with grass where the nibbling sheeps nibble meaning eat, and flat meads meadows, flat lands thatched covered with stover. Stover refers to again fodder or grass. Okay, so your flat meadows, flat fields that are covered with stover, them to keep. All these places are yours. Okay, so these flat meadows, flat lands are yours. They are covered with grass, them to keep. Thy bank with peoned and twilled brims. Your banks, river banks. Banks refer to river banks are peoned and twilled. Now peoned and twilled, basically these words were associated only with Shakespeare. Okay, it was thought that Shakespeare had coined these words. What these words mean is peoned and twilled simply mean that it's edged and sharp. Okay, peoned and twilled, edged and sharp. Your brims of the banks, the river banks, are edged and sharp so that they can protect from erosion. Okay, river banks are dug out to protect from erosion. Okay, so these river banks also belong to Ceres. So thy banks with peoned and twilled brims, with spongy April at thy hest betreams. So on these banks, there are beautiful flowers that grow in the month of April, spongy because it's wet, rainy. We are talking about England. So wet, spongy April at thy hest, at thy order, betreams decorates, adorns. So at your order, on your order, these banks are covered in the month of April, are covered with beautiful flowers which are used to make cold nymphs chaste crowns. These flowers are used by cold nymphs. Cold basically means virgin. Cold over here refers to pure and chaste. Nymphs are the spirits. Okay, nymphs are these spirits which are women who are maiden. Okay, who are virgins, who are cold. Chaste crowns. So these flowers are used to make crowns for these nymphs. Okay, and thy broom grows. And thy broom grows simply means area covered with trees, fully covered with trees, whose shadow the dismissed bachelor loves. In the shadows of these trees, a dismissed bachelor loves to be there, being last lorn, meaning left out, dejected, rejected by a girl. So lovers, the men and the lovers who are lonely, who are rejected by their beloveds, who are rejected by the women, love to be in the shadows of these trees and sigh. Okay, so these trees give them comfort. They love to be there and sigh. And these trees and its shadow all belong to Ceres. So basically, Iris is talking about all the fertile places that belong to Ceres. So she says that in these shadows, bachelors love sighing over there because they are lastlon. Lastlon, left by a girl, lost. They've lost a girl. Las means a girl. Lon means without. Okay, being lastlon. Thy pole clipped vineyard. Pole clipped over here simply means trimmed, beautifully trimmed and shaped vineyard. Okay, all that belongs to Ceres. Remember that. Okay, thy pole clipped vineyard. So all that belongs to Ceres. Then she says, and of all these places that belong to you, and thy sea marge, seashore, even seashore belongs to Ceres. She says, and thy seashore, sterile and rocky hard. Okay, so your seashores are also rocky hard. Okay, they are sterile, full of rocks, rocky hard, where thou thyself dost air, where you yourself refresh. Air means refresh. You relax and refresh near the seashores. Okay, where you relax and refresh. So let's look at this again. And thy sea marge, sterile and rocky hard, where thou thyself dost air, the queen of the sky, whose watery arch and messenger am I. The queen of the sky. Now, this is the reference to Juno. So, over here, Iris is saying, Juno, I am the messenger of Juno, and she has sent me to call you. Okay, so queen of the sky, whose watery arch, queen of the sky refers to Juno. Okay, now Juno was referred, also known as Hera. Okay, and she was the queen of the heaven as well as the gods. That's why queen of the sky, queen of the heavens. Whose watery arch means rainbow. Whose watery arch and messenger I am. So I am Juno's rainbow and messenger, goddess of rainbow and messenger, and I have come here to invite you. She's talking to Ceres. I've come here to invite you. And Juno says, bids thee leave these. So Juno has asked me, ordered you to leave these lands. These refers to all the places mentioned by Iris. Leave all your lands, leave all your fertile places, and come to this spot, come to this island to bless the couple. Bids thee leave these, and with her sovereign grace, Juno with her royal staff will also come here on this grassy land, on this very place, to come and sport to entertain. Will come and sport. Her peacocks fly, amen. Peacocks were the sacred birds of Juno. In classical beliefs, it was said that Juno's chariot was driven by peacocks. Okay, so Juno would ride on peacocks. So here Iris says that I can already see peacocks fly, amen. Amen means swiftly. Peacocks are flying quickly. So that is an indication that Juno is about to appear, and Ceres, as ordered by Juno, should also approach here in order to bless the couple. Approach, rich Ceres, rich because she is the goddess of all these riches that are just mentioned by Iris. Approach, rich Ceres, her to entertain, along with Juno over here to entertain. And meanwhile, on the stage, Juno's chariot appears suspended above the stage. So imagine all the hard work in those times when they did not even have the machinery, the equipments to present this sophisticated decoration. Even then, Shakespeare in his Globe Theatre tried to maintain all this. So Juno's chariot appears on the stage, and Ceres also enters. Iris is already present. So all these three goddesses will bless this young couple. Ceres will bless them with fertility. Juno and Iris will also bless this young couple for a happy married life. Okay, so we will stop here. We will also revise this a little bit further in the next session. Okay.